Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again today on our next Business Bites interview. I am delighted to be joined today by Tawanna, who is a co-owner with her husband of Big Easy Bayou Kitchen in Murrieta, California. Welcome, Tawanna. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm curious, how did this journey start? Because you and your husband were in, a completely different industry than the restaurant industry. So if you could tell us just in a nutshell how you and your husband came to own your restaurant.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for asking. So I feel as though my husband and I manifested this opportunity and this blessing.
Yeah.
As you've mentioned, we come from very different backgrounds. However, my husband has always loved to cook
Yeah.
for any large function, any gathering. He's always been the chef, and people
That's
have,
a nice feature in a husband.
yes, 100%, yes.
No offense, Lori.
He does all the cooking, even at home. So it works wonderfully.
Yes.
So, over conversations with family, friends, they've kind of mentioned, joked around, you ought to open a restaurant. And so we kind of laughed about it.
Yeah.
Time passed. And then about a year ago, the opportunity presented itself. And I came home and asked my husband, do you want to buy a restaurant? And he said, I don't know. Do you? And I said, why not? Why not?
Yep.
And we took the plunge
Good
and
for
we
you.
did it. Yes.
Yeah. So just over a year as we record this, just over a year in business. So congratulations, because that first year it's a lot of learnings, a lot of lessons, right?
Yes.
So, out of curiosity, so far, what has worked in getting you to where you are today?
Well, communication absolutely is key. Consistency is also key. And for us, we're both retired military. And so we have our pensions. And so our goal was to be able to serve the community and serve the community what we call feel good food
Yes.
and be consistent in doing that and do it well.
Yeah.
It's an underlying passion, but it is a passion of ours. And so my husband loves to cook and he loves to see people enjoy his food.
Yes.
And
Oh,
I
I love it.
invested in this opportunity to
Yeah.
support him in that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned consistency, right? And that's one of the keys in building trust, especially with clients, but also in any relationship, right? But with customers and in business, one of those factors in building that trust and getting that repeat business is consistency. So, especially in the restaurant industry, right? You have your menu and it has to be a certain way. And if you're going to be training and delegating to someone else, having those systems and consistency is going to be so important. So,
Yes.
when you started this business, what were your goals?
Our goal was to serve the community, bring Creole and Cajun dishes to the surrounding area, and bless people with feel good food. That was really our number one goal. And like I had mentioned before, and to do it well.
Yeah.
We've always strive to do things to the best of our ability with all of our hearts. We've poured our hearts into it, and I think it comes through in the food because of that consistency. People come back and they share that that the restaurant is there and it's
Yeah.
local and for people to partake in it. So it's been a huge blessing.
Yes, absolutely. And so, what's next? Or, now that you've been through your first year and in business, there's always learning. I mean, we don't get into entrepreneurship because we don't love learning, but what would you say is next for the restaurant?
Thank you for asking that. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to expand. When we first entered the location that we are currently in, it was the perfect fit, the perfect size, because it was just my husband and I when we first started. Literally, mom and pop
Yes.
started it from the ground up. And since then, albeit only a year, it's grown so fast that we don't have any more space
That's a great problem to have.
within the restaurant.
Yes, you
Yes.
created the vacuum and you filled it. And
Yes.
now what?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're
Expansion.
looking to expand.
Okay.
We'd like to first start with some outdoor seating, building an area where people could feel comfortable with the summer is coming.
Sure.
So it would be nice to be able to sit outside and enjoy their meals.
Yeah.
And so that's our first step.
Great.
After that, beyond that, additional locations, potential future partnerships with longer hours, maybe evening hours, and offering some sort of entertainment.
Oh, that will be fun. I can't wait for that. To be continued.
Yes.
What do you think, because maybe it's still fresh, what do you think are one of the common misconceptions in starting a business?
Common misconception. Well, I think that everyone realizes that it's a lot of work, but it's all you, and it's rewarding in that sense. So difficult to think of a misconception. Maybe that things will just come easy, and they don't come easy at the beginning. There are a lot of learning opportunities, challenges that you cross. My husband and I, neither of us knew or had been in the restaurant business before.
Yeah.
And so there were a lot of challenges there and hurdles that we had to
learning.
cross.
Yes.
But we did that, and it's rewarding to make it your own. So I would say that.
There are very few actual overnight successes.
Yes, yes.
The overnight successes we see are 10 years down the road, and you don't see everything that happened behind the scenes.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
great. No, that's super helpful. And doing it together, you and your husband. So your husband is, his title in your org chart is CEO, and you are COO. So,
Yes.
For those listening who are thinking about going into business with their spouse or their partner, or already in business with their spouse or partner, what do you think has worked or is working in that particular partnership in this business that keeps things moving along?
Yes, I think it's understanding roles within the organization, albeit a small organization currently, although we do have some staff, but understanding the roles and identifying those roles, placing responsibilities on those roles, and then holding each other accountable for those roles. And I think that's important, and that's helped my husband and I be successful.
Yep.
I allow him. His lane is his lane.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I call him the food boss because he's always reminding me, okay, so
That's my
these
thing.
are the temps,
Yep.
yes, that we must maintain.
Yeah.
These are the things that we must do. And I understand that and respect that because he has a different level of training that he went through before we started the restaurant. And myself, with my background, I have a doctorate in organizational leadership from Pepperdine, so that gives me
Perfect.
that
Yes.
operating
Yes, the true
experience.
integrator.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is so necessary. So I hear is your husband's the creative. He's the creative, the visionary,
Yes.
and you are there to ensure that things
Execution.
are yes,
Yes, ma'am.
a great partnership. Everyone needs an integrator. So I love it. And in starting out and even now, what types of marketing have been the most successful for you in owning a restaurant?
Yes, I would say 100% social media
Okay.
has been our primary marketing tool. We haven't done much other marketing beyond that.
Yeah.
However, we are looking into digital marketing and other avenues, but really creating family type videos to share on social media. I think that people have really taken a liking to because it humanizes
Yeah.
the whole business, the experience, and our restaurant. And that's
Gotta get
important to
a
us.
taste of it before they come in. They can see how it
Yes.
would be.
Yes, they could see my husband preparing the food. They can see the food. They could see the customers enjoying the food. So I think those little things have helped our business grow from a marketing perspective.
What do you think are the keys in getting people to come back?
Well, of course, consistency.
Talked about that.
And we try to treat we don't try to treat, we do.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
100%.
Yes.
We treat our customers like family. And for us, especially myself, I'm usually up front. I like to greet my customers. I like to know their name, a little bit about them. And when they come back, they're blown away that I'm able to remember who they are, remember their names, call them by their name. Many times remember what they ordered. So for our restaurant is creating that environment where you feel like family when
You care.
when you walk
And you
in.
care enough to remember.
Yes.
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 There's
Important.
I can't remember what the book is, but it's Brian Tracy. Oh gosh, I'll have to think of it. I'll write it in the notes. But that was one of the things he talked about, that, having clients personal information, not like super personal, but just
Right.
knowing
Right.
about
A
their
little bit
kids,
about
or
them.
knowing if they're going to
Yes.
go on a trip, or if somebody's going to have a surgery, or, something like that. And then following up or remembering that for next time, which really sets you apart from just this more transactional kind of relationship.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fantastic. So, how can people get a hold of you? And if you want to share the address of your restaurant or where people can find you.
Yes, thank you. So we are on Facebook. We are the Big Easy Bayou Kitchen. It's barbecue and soul food is our Facebook name. We're also on Instagram, and our Instagram is DBE _ Bayou Kitchen. Our address is 29992 Hunter Road, and we're Suite 102 in Murrieta.
Great. Go visit and tell them that you saw her on Business Bites. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Well, thank you again, Tawanna, for coming in and sharing some of
you.
your story and giving us these insights on, starting a new business and taking something that was a passion and being able to turn it into something that is profitable while also helping the community and
Yes.
really bringing some soul to us. So appreciate it.
Yes.
And
Thank
those
you.
of you, any insights or blinding flashes, the obvious aha moments that you got from the interview, please type it in the comments. And thanks for watching.